So, all right, we are recording. So, first and foremost, I just want to go through some hot news here. Yesterday, Marissa had on North Buffalo. Marissa had 7 orders for over $3,000 in sales, which is pretty exciting. Leslie had 5 orders yesterday for just under 2,000, so 1,900 approximately. Brandy coming in strong with her virtual demos. Yesterday, Brandy had 1,450 CPO. She had a homemaker plus 8 and a couple smaller sales. Jason on our team had his first homemaker sale yesterday on the first day of the push and then sold some extras. He had a $1,368 order yesterday. Caroline coming in as usual with a couple sales just under or at 355 CPO. Brandon got the push started with his first 2 sales. Beth, I did a virtual demo from the office yesterday and had her first sale and her first demo of the push. So any other hot news out there from Erie or Binghamton or wherever you guys are calling in from that you guys want to go over? Feel free to let us know. All right, that's okay. So first thing that I want you to do is I want you to jot down, and hopefully you have something you can take some notes on. I want you to jot down, like, what does this push mean to you? Like, what's it gonna do for you? What do you want to get out of it besides the obvious of selling a lot of Cutco and making a lot of money from a lot of sales? So I want you to jot down, what does this push mean to you? What's your why? What's your purpose? What do you want to take away from it? There's so many things that you can get from the SC2 push. The SC2 push it's like a transformational experience for people. It really opens up people's eyes in regards to what's possible, what they can do, and how far that they can go. It's so much more than the fast start too, because in someone's fast start, it's usually done with all people that you know, people you're pretty familiar with, people that it doesn't take much growth in the fast start to do demos with your moms and aunts and mom's friends and neighbors and people like that. Part of the reason why SC2 is so transformational is because that's when you really extend your chicken list. That's when you really get out of your comfort zone for it. So I'm going to call on a couple people in about 30 seconds, so be ready, please. I'm going to volunteer you. Please do not mind my WhatsApp background notifications. Actually, if you've not joined the Empire Division push group, I'm going to put the link into the chat of this group or of this call right here. So you can just send out the link, or I'm just going to send out the link. So I highly recommend you joining the group. Download WhatsApp if you've never downloaded it, and then take it from there. All right. So first person I'm going to call on is Brandon Carrizales. Okay. So Brandon, if you could unmute yourself, please, sir, and tell us what's the SC2 push mean to you? What do you want to get from it?
So the SE2 push is definitely transformational because it's really I want to become who I want to be, really for my kids and for my future.
Yeah, I love that. So when you have a strong why attached to things, a strong purpose, it work like things tend to work out pretty well. Next person I want to call on is Caroline. Caroline, if you could unmute yourself if you're muted, could you tell us what does the SC2 push mean to you? What do you want to get from it?
It means a chance to be more confident and become more like a more like a personal person with people and like get to know more people and stuff.
All right. Well, to give you guys an idea, Caroline is already an incredibly personable individual for sure, and she seems pretty confident to me already. But if she's looking for even more confidence, then she's going to be a very, very impressive young lady, even more so than what she already is by the time the push is over for sure. Next one, how about Maria out in Erie? Maria out in Erie, tell us what the SC2 push means to you.
It would give me a chance to push my limits and see what I'm capable of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, you've already had a time where you really pushed yourself and did a ton of demos in your fast start. And but like I said, the SC2 push is different from your fast start push because this is like even growing and extending even beyond what you've already done so far. So pushing yourself definitely helps for sure. Next, Brendan, I believe out in Erie, if you could unmute yourself, could you tell us what the SC2 push means to you? I don't remember how you, if you're from the phone. Okay, you got it. Good. Brendan, you have unmuted yourself, I see. If you could tell us what SC2 means to you. All right. Okay, we'll come back to that. So no problem, guys. So overall, SC2 push, guys, it's going to be transformational. It's going to be huge. It's going to be something that you're going to look back on years later, and you're still going to you're still going to remember what happened. So I had to call one of my best friends, Stephanie Strahan, yesterday. She had multiple 10K pushes when she worked for me, and now she's one of my best friends in the entire world. We're just kind of reminiscing about Steph's either her first or is 2011. She had moved out to Buffalo to be my sales manager of my office. It was my first year in Buffalo, and back then the push was only 14 or 16 days. So we didn't have like a 3-week push back then. We just had a 2-week push. And it was funny because her goal was to sell 10 grand. She'd never had a 10K push before. And she was struggling for a while. She was getting frustrated, but she was staying positive at the same time, like just moments and bouts of frustration. And she went into the last few days. She was around like 6 grand. So she needed to have a big last few days to really finish strong and to reach 10K. And I just kept reminding her, hey, you're putting in the work. It's going to work out. You're putting in the work. It's going to work out. You're putting in the work. It's going to work out. So she's up to about 7 grand and a little extra. And she's going into the last day of the SC2 push. And she had what she thought was a potentially big customer on the last day. So it was someone that she actually had bought her dog from. So I don't know what that's called, but the person also like is like a veterinarian and stuff like that. So maybe a vet, probably. Yeah, whatever. So don't worry about that. So anyway, Steph goes into the demo. I'm like, hey, this is going to be your biggest order you've ever had. You're expecting a big order. It's going to be your biggest order that you've ever had. And she sells them a Cutco kitchen. So it was like, it wasn't the discounted Cutco kitchen. It was like a 5,000 CPO Cutco kitchen. She finished up over 12 grand in sales for the SC2 push. And she also reached her 30K during that push. So blew past that actually, and just had some really transformational experiences. And then she had multiple 10K pushes after that. But it was just remind me of it yesterday, because that was something that happened 8 years ago, and she still remembers it like it happened yesterday. Because the SC2 push is all about, like you guys said, getting out of your comfort zone, making big things happen, and just absolutely crushing it. So want to go through instructional here. So a couple quick things, okay? And I'm also going to put this document on the WhatsApp group as well when I'm done at the end. So if you want to take notes, obviously you can take notes, but I'm going to send out the document as well, okay? So right now, this is called Knockout Demo, adding more punch to your presentation. So there are many, many things that influence a customer's decision to buy. So sometimes, guys, when you've done a lot of demonstrations, it can be easy to fall into the trap of just going through the motions on a demonstration, thinking that by doing the things right, the customer's going to buy. Like, that's all you got to do. Let's just go through the motions. But oftentimes, guys, influencing other people isn't just doing one big thing right. It's also doing the little things correctly. So we're going to talk about some little things that add more punch to your presentation. So it's not just doing like the big things. And that's why sometimes during the SC2 push, sometimes people struggle at the very beginning because they stop doing the little things they used to do correctly because they're only focusing on the big picture stuff, but they forget some of those small things that helped in such a big way. So we're going to talk about 3 components: build rapport, enthusiasm, and involving your customer. So first is building rapport. According to a New York Marketing Club survey, guys, 70% of the reason people buy is because they like you and they trust you. So you must learn to build rapport with people if you're going to sell to them. You don't have an option. So here's some tips on building rapport. Number 1, make sincere comments and compliments. Make sincere comments and compliments. So don't just say something because it sounds good. Say it because you mean it. One of the things I used to do when on an in-person demo when I'd walk into their household is I would get really curious. Really curious. So when I'm walking in, I'm doing a laser scan, just looking around at any little thing that I can build rapport off. I'm looking for pictures. I'm looking for awards. I'm looking for what pets and animals that they might have. I'm looking for anything that I can find because I want to build rapport off it. I'm complimenting them, letting them know that they're awesome. They must have so many friends. They must hang out with so many cool people. And I'm a good finder. I'm finding the good so that I can be sincere in telling them that they're pretty cool. I'm also finding out who they know. So at the end, there's no possible way they're going to be able to give me an objection that they don't know anyone because we already talked about 10 to 15 people that they already know. Boom, there's my referrals. There's no way they're going to tell me they don't know anyone. So make sincere comments and compliments. Second thing, make sure you look presentable and professional. Wear clean clothes, do your laundry. Make sure your hair is looking fresh. Make sure your nails, your ladies, whatever you girls do. Make sure you look neat, polished. Look as impressive as you can look. Right now we're on a conference call, so a lot of us just kind of rolled out of bed. That's fine for a 7:30 a.m. conference call, but it's not fine for your 1 o'clock demo today. If you're doing a virtual demo, can you FaceTime with them? Can you Skype call with them? Have them see you. Have them see you. There's a power in getting FaceTime with someone. There's power in that. So make sure you look presentable and professional. And also keep your samples clean and polished. Like actually wash them. Actually wash them. So have your blue book, have that in order, have your blue book looking neat and polished. Have your thermometer looking good, your push week thermometer. Every single person should have a push week thermometer, 100%. So build rapport, establish that connection. By the end of the time you build rapport, like by the time you're done with page 1, they haven't even seen Cutco yet, but they should have already made the decision that they're buying Cutco from you. So next, we're going to talk about enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious, guys. You must be enthusiastic to make the customer enthusiastic. You're the thermostat, not the thermometer. The customer is going to respond to you, not you responding to the customer. So when you demonstrate your sincere enthusiasm, your sincere belief in Cutco, it's the most persuasive thing a customer can see. Like Curtis JQ is his #1 in-home sales rep all time in Vector Marketing history. He's over 6 million something in sales, one-on-one with customers. Why? Because he has high, deep passion for Cutco and he believes every single person should own it. He has sincere enthusiasm. So if you're not a 10 out of 10 on the enthusiasm scale for Cutco, get there. How? Use your knives. Go to Cutco. If you ever start to question your belief in the product line, whether or not people will buy it, I challenge you, go to Cutco.com and read the hundreds of reviews of just go to the Homemaker set. Just go to the Homemaker set and read the hundreds of reviews that people have. So many 5-star ratings. So many 5-star ratings. It's crazy. So keep your demo positive and upbeat. No matter what their response is, we're going to be positive and upbeat. Smile a lot. Use your voice inflection to stress certain points. So kind of like when we say smile when you dial, smile throughout the presentation too. So be positive, be upbeat. Now, I understand that it's good to be yourself on the presentation, but you want to be the most positive, the most upbeat version of yourself. So if you're really laid back normally, have that inner cheerleader come out during the demo. It also helps during the phone call too. Next, be excited about every single tool in the book. You don't have a favorite piece, okay? Don't have a favorite piece. Your favorite piece is the Cutco kitchen. The pots, the pans, every single knife, all the flatware, all the gadgets and the accessories, that's your favorite. If you have like a favorite knife, you're going to sell a lot of that knife, but you're not going to sell a lot of sets. And your job is to sell a set to the customer. Like, sell them sets or at least sell them something. But be excited about every tool in the book. Next is use humor whenever possible. It's not like we're selling life insurance. Like, we can afford to have a little fun on our presentations. It's not a life or death decision, okay? It's not a life or death decision. So have fun. Be funny. You're all funny. I think you're funny. Even if you don't think you're funny, I think you're funny. I bet you make me laugh. And then finally, it gets down to customer involvement. The demo should never be just a monologue where the customer just sits and listens to you talk. You got to involve the customer in active dialogue. It's like the old saying, how it goes: tell me, I'll forget; show me, I might remember; but involve me and I'll understand. Kind of like how we cover in advanced training, one of my favorite questions to ask is, after every piece in the homemaker set, Miss Jones, what would you use your paring knife for? What would you use your trimmer for? What would you use your spatula spreader for? And you might, that's an easy question to forget if you don't write it in your training manual. So next in the involvement, get both the husband and the wife to the table. Have them both cut stuff. And constantly be handing the tools to your customers. Ask them what they are going to use each thing for. When you get done with the super shears, when you get done with the peeler, Miss Jones, what would you use your super shears for? What would you use your veggie peeler for? Miss Jones, do you see how owning junk knives throughout the years costs a ton of money? It's like everything you say, you can frame it in a question form. So I'm going to put that document out on the WhatsApp. Again, if you're on the phone, I'll send Case the link to join our WhatsApp group through Facebook. Okay. If you're part of my team, please check in on the PDI group. And if you want to post any hot stuff on the Trailblazer News page, feel free. And if you're hopping on the phones this morning from home, I want you to update your manager after every 10 to 20 calls with 3 things: how many dials, how many people you talk to, and how many people you set up. Okay. So today's day 2 of the push. It's a marathon, ladies and gents, not a sprint. Some of you already got your first couple sales going. That's awesome, okay? Focus on today. Today's a new day. If you liked yesterday, carry that enthusiasm over in today. If you didn't like yesterday, then use today to go out there and make it happen. I appreciate your guys' time. You guys are amazing. Empire is going to dominate the SC2 push. It's going to be nasty. So I will see some of you at the July 17th halftime division meeting. My team, I'll see you throughout the day or tomorrow at the team meeting. So let's go ahead. Let's kick some tail. Let's have fun. And my team, if you need anything, obviously just give me a quick call. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.